This episode of the Devinwade Show is brought to you by Ace the Engineer, the only other audio engineer I trust to mix the Devinwade Show. If you want your stuff to sound professional, make sure to hit up Ace the Engineer, unless he's with like Beyonce or Patti LaBelle or some shit like that at the moment. Follow Ace the Engineer on IG at Ace the Engineer.
Dev Nasty.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Devinwade Show. I'm your host, Dev Nasty, aka Dangerous Dev Nasty, aka Choke Your Mama, aka Choke Your Pop Out. While the song was going on, it was a lot of giggling and stuff going on. I don't know what the hell was happening.
It is? Like,
Wally.
It's always some headphone issues, and it's always Monica. But I'm always like fucking with Dev, like, you hear it? We're going like this. Just I'm fucking him up a little bit.
Porta Rich just had Monica doing all types of shit to her forehead, her eyebrows, and everything like that. But you know, speaking of Porta Rich, to the left of me.
They already know what it is, man. It's your boy Double P, man. X-Pac pushing P is here. That's right. Listen, my packs is different from you guys' packs. My packs used to come in a motherfucking ShopRite bag. A lot of packs, nigga. And I got rid of every last pack,
Yo, he need to relax.
Now I'm just telling y'all, like, on some G shit, I be real humble here a lot. But I've done a lot of amazing things, like even the negative shit, even the negative, no. When I was a young trapper, I was like MVP of the streets. Like old head niggas that was like trying to recruit young guys for they block. Mm-hmm. If they could get Porter, they was like, oh, the block going boom. He don't go nowhere. Yeah. He stays there till it's all gone. Right. That's why eventually I graduated and just learned the skills to the point where my packs used to come in like a ShopRite bag. You know, they bring me 50,000. And then I'll come back to see them and it'd be 49,980. Shit like that. Like that's the type of hustler.
I don't even know what to say after that.
It ain't too much to say except for salute, my nigga. Like, because in the streets, if I was lying, they'd say something, right? They'd open their mouth. They open their mouth about everything else, right? Somebody should have said something by now. Porter been around for over a decade now. I just don't talk my shit. I don't. I know they know I'm chilling now. I work. I do shit different now, but nah. I'm an X-Pac pushing whole street. Yeah.
Because lets him go.
I don't know what's going on because I'm sitting here asking Monica, you turn the air conditioner off? She's just looking at me like, I don't know. It's
I
off.
said it's off.
All
and then you said something else and I said it's off.
I mean, it's not blowing right now, but is it off?
You turned it off. I watched you do
I don't know. It's a lot of hectic.
It's always me.
I gotta ask.
I'm the mic fucker upper.
She is the mic.
No, I'm not.
Monica, is something wrong with her? She moves and causes technical electrical issues.
That's why I can't ever tell what's going on. Monica moves her hand, microphones going.
Mom.
Monica go like this, she jiggle her butt. It's just
I don't know what the hell is happening when it comes to Monica. But anyway, yo,
Walesca D, the fashionista, the one that's always giving the looks and giving the cutie faces and hair and everything else. It's the summertime, so I'm chilling.
And you got a tight up close camera. I wonder if the guys are mad. They're probably mad though.
Because they can't see my little thunder thighs.
They can't, and yo, this the crazy
she
part.
She not even wearing pants.
Yo, this the crazy part. Wally, stand up for them. You got to stand up for them. Look. Y'all missing out. You got to jump.
She got the hoochie mamas.
She got to jump. She got to jump. You can't
even. They gonna be zooming in on this. They get a little sneak peek, and she got
yeah, you know all the fans call her Walesca. And of course we got the mic fucker upper. The sometimes don't know how to work the air conditioner.
I'm at it now. Look at me.
She back there in that all white, looking like the new G-Wagon that Omi just copped, looking like the same version. For real. And her all white.
You look like a little angel.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of come present yourself a little bit.
They think I'm a stand-up, but I'm not. They think they're getting drinks, but they're not.
You gotta give the people what they want.
What's your favorite mulatto, Monica? At the Devinwade Show, you see him front and center.
Hey.
And making electrical sounds. Right. And you know, Oh, before we get into what we getting into today, I got a group chat, right? All my cousins are in it. And the group chat is kind of like volatile. It's a lot of fucking like
And the family
slandering.
group chat?
Yeah, all cousins, all my cousins, you know, shout out to everybody, Karan, Bear, you know what I'm saying, Pooh, everybody in there. But it's a war in there for years. And it's light skin, dark skin.
Stop.
You know what I'm
Stop.
saying?
What?
Me and my other dark skinned cousins,
What?
we in there
Against the other
warring.
ones?
It's just it's constant. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin, little Kelly. He the god of the light skins, what's
That's
the
a
boy
guy.
named Michael Illy looking ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Cute ass nigga for real.
But see, that's the thing about that whole shit. Any light skinned nigga be considered like a Michael Ealy ass nigga
Right.
from the rip. Like, as soon as I hear, it's crazy that Dev mentioned that because I thought about that. Like, you know, a while ago we spoke about it. Where like, does like a real like stigma come with like a certain complexion? Because they always was saying that for years. Like, yo, light skinned guys is like soft, emotional, romantic. And I beg the difference. I'm not saying that light skinned guys are savage, but I'm saying that I have met some that are savages.
You are a savage though.
I'm a good guy. We're not talking about me.
Brown skinned men are savages. Dev, he's a old savage from back in the day. He's not a savage as today. He's in a very committed, beautiful relationship.
So you saying light skinned men aren't savages?
No, I'm saying y'all equally the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't think any light skin behavior, when they call it that, or dark skin behavior, that it derives from something? I'm asking even the fans at home. You know we like to have fun with shit. Does
I
it
think-
like all right, keep it real.
I think it comes from our light-skinned greats. I think they forget that we had some brown-skinned greats that was kind of soft too. Like, I think it come from for real, that is me being honest. I think, you know, when it comes to like our legends and shit like that, people will like think about Prince, Michael Jackson. These are like some of our light-skinned humongous.
Nah, but Michael Jackson really dark skinned pretending to be light skinned.
Yeah, so he don't count.
I'm just trying to think who brown-skinned, because
You had an Al B. Shore type of dude.
there you go.
You know what I'm
I'll be
saying?
sure was.
Hold on, I'll be short light skinned.
Yeah.
No, he was like brown. He was
No.
like brown.
No, he was light skinned.
He's 100%.
Well, Keith Sweat definitely brown.
All right, all right.
Keith Sweat brown
Hold
skin.
on. But did Keith Sweat come across to people as soft?
I don't know.
I would keep it real.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Hold on. Based off of the music,
Yo,
he was
what is
crying.
Monica
He
doing?
is soft. You know why he was soft? Because he was crying a lot in all his songs. Keith Sweat always crying in his
Listen,
songs.
me personally, that's what I was just Gary say. Keith,
whined
but
a lot.
even though I'm a big Keith Sweat fan, don't get it fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people have said that they tried to like almost like label his music like he was always whining and crying.
Yeah, so he was soft a little bit. He
Tevin Campbell.
Definitely
And
definitely another one who they had like, you know, he was like
He
like
wanted to know the girl's
Hold on.
name.
So y'all think this came from R&B? Because this is what I'm saying. Y'all ever see this joint that be viral? It's this light skinned nigga with freckles, and he puts the camera like right to his face. He asks like dumbass questions like, "What would you do if you saw me in traffic and I winked at you?" You ever see that nigga? You ever see this?
No.
Yo, this it's certain shit that even my son do. That's just like we call it light skin facial features.
It's like the eyebrow.
Niggas start squinting and
Yeah, the squint.
all this type of shit. What's up with that? Why do light skin niggas do that though?
I don't know. I think that's weird though.
Yo, but listen, I'm telling you, man, that shit be mythology. That shit be myths, man. I'm telling you, I haven't been
Maybe
around the
because
world.
they feel more confident.
I just been around so much different shit that I've been around enough to know that it's different. I've been around light-skinned, stone cold killers.
The same
know
thing
why?
with light skin and dark skin girls.
Yeah, let me tell you what, it comes from colorism, right? It's colorism is a thing, as we know, in all cultures, even Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Haitians, all of it, right? And they praise lighter skinned people. So I think it does derive from that as well, because those lighter skinned people are just more confident because they're more accepted
Yo,
in
that's a thing?
society.
Yo.
I think that might be a thing.
let me share a story real quick that's hilarious and you gonna laugh, but a perfect example, right? My brother, God bless the dead. I miss your soul every
Wow,
day,
I miss
man.
you too, man.
I miss you every day. I love you to death, man. My homie Airport Boo. Light skin, green eyes,
Bald-headed.
fashionista type nigga, fashion icon, right? He likes to get in fashion heavy.
Yeah.
He in fashion heavy. One time, he was at the bank. Light-skinned guy, green eyes, bald head. He had on a pink, like, varsity jacket. I forget what brand it was. Definitely some upscale. Yeah, definitely some upscale shit. Cost a couple bands. But somebody sized him up in the bank. And they was from, like, the hood, too. So the shit ended up going viral because what they did was they took a picture of him in the bank. And they said, look at this shit. Some old light-skinned shit. They said, this nigga in here, light-skinned, green eyes, with a pink fucking jacket. And it had to be a brown-skinned nigga, right? It's a brown-skinned nigga talking shit on his light-skinned rivalry shit, right? And God bless the dead, man. I miss my man so much because he was just such a great person. He didn't, once it went viral to the point where it got back to him. Like, yo, this you, nigga, because he knew so many people. They like, this you that these niggas talking about. And he came, I remember when he came and he told me, he said, yo, you ain't gonna believe this shit. Because he'd come to me about internet, this new shit that he was just, learning and trying to get wind of. And he was like, man, you ain't gonna believe this shit, man. I was like, what happened? And he told me, he was like, man, somebody put me on fucking line. Like I was just telling him I'm a soft ass nigga because I had on pink. And the fuck wrong with these internet? What's up with this internet? And I was just, yo, to this day, I'll still never forget it, that it was hilarious how he was just took. And it was that shit. It was the light skin, brown skin, like rivalry. They thought he was just too pretty. And mind you, the dude who put this picture up and whatever, like if my man really like felt a way about it, he's a warrior. Like a stone cold warrior to the death. Like one of the niggas I would definitely select to have next to me, front line for war, anytime, every time, all the time.
Which one of your
a lot of niggas.
Which one of your other brothers got green eyes?
No.
Oh no, Monica. Listen, because Monica's basically saying, listen, Monica said she team light skinned.
No, listen, that's funny. Because this wasn't my biological brother. This was my homie type brother. But even for him and his family, like he was the only one that had them shits. We still used to try to figure out, like, yo, where these green eyes come from, nigga? Like,
you don't, right.
Yeah, we used to talk shit, man. We used to have our jokes and we'd talk shit back and forth. But no bullshit. It came from that rivalry, that brown skin, light skin shit. How they took a picture of my man and the shit went viral, all because he was light skin, green eyes, and wore a pink jacket.
So, Dev, who in your family, right? Because I know Karan is brown skin, you brown skin, Bear is brown skin. Right?
Yeah, no,
so
we
what's
got
the issue?
No, it's like it's no. We
It's
got
like a shade off.
Nah. So we got all the shades, right? We got the middle shade. I select dark skin. I identify as dark skin, not even brown skin.
You definitely so far from dark skin, and that's crazy.
Nah.
You're definitely brown.
I would not consider you
in our
dark.
cousins group chat,
You the dark one?
little race war. That's what, you know what I mean? Because we be in there talking crazy. If people saw our group chat, we be talking crazy. But it's love and the kind of comedy that we could do
So
amongst
who's
each
winning
other.
right now?
Us. I'm a star, nigga. Me.
All Dev's cousins who's in that group chat, y'all need to come and comment on this live chat tonight and let us know who's winning.
Yo, you know, it's people out here that's a real dark skin complexion, like almost like as dark as your shirt.
Me.
No, you're not. You're not that. You're like a fucking like I don't know, like a Tootsie Roll and like a black rat. You're not it.
Not a black rat.
You're like a milk dud with a black wrapper. You're
definitely
brown.
a milk dud.
Well, I'm about to go to Dominican Republic and get darker. That ain't even what we supposed to be fucking talking about today. That's just some random shit that be going on. They probably in my chat right now talking crazy.
And we telling y'all, respect all people, man. Light skinned brown. Don't think that you gonna go thinking a brown skinned guy or light skinned guy makes him sweet or something, and you gonna get a rude awakening.
I think Karan identifies as brown skin.
Yeah.
Y'all the same complexion.
No, we not.
Yes, y'all are.
No, we not.
Yes, y'all are.
He on that. He on the other side of the paper bag test.
What?
Him and
Nah.
him, yeah.
For real.
I'm gonna post a picture of Karan and Dev.
Nah.
They are just the same complexion.
Nah, no bullshit.
He's delusional, guys.
No bullshit.
Delusional.
If you know how at Home Depot you looking at shades of colors to pick a paint, that nigga like a shade off.
Right.
It's like the same color, like just a shade off. Like they're the same. You know how they show you the pictures and
It's
you
like
like, oh,
light brown,
He over
lightish
here.
brown.
yeah, they the
He
same.
over here, but he talking about he here.
Dad like, I'm brown 33G. He's brown 33H. it's different. Like, fuck out of here, Dev.
But yo, listen, something we want to talk about. You know, we're all business owners. We got a lot of stuff going on. Thing I want to talk about today, and I definitely want people in the chat to chime in and give their opinion on, is hiring your friends. Can you hire your friend and the relationship really, truly remain the same?
I think for me personally, if I'm hiring you, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Hold up.
Hiring them for a gig or hiring them for like a role at your company?
I think a role is more appropriate, but
okay,
things can still go haywire on a
that's
one-off.
That's why I was just asking. But if it's a situation where like they're working for the company, right? It's not like something I'm like, hey, I got this gig and I want to pay you for it. You know, that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would have to be, if I am doing it, it's for something specific. You might have a great work ethic. You might have, you know, we might be able to build that relationship out. So I think for me, I can do it. I think I will have to set boundaries from the jump. And I would honestly create an accountability like contract sheet.
Hold on. But how do you set, what's the boundaries when it's already your people's?
I think for me, it's just more of like whatever our personal stuff we can't bring into the workspace. Like if you want to talk about anything that in regards to like what we're going through, whatever, it has to be outside the work. We can't bring that here to work.
We're saying like church and state.
Hold on.
Right,
So this
exactly.
is the crazy part. One time I was watching something. I don't know if it was, I might have it fucking wrong, y'all. I don't know if it was Boardwalk Empire or some kind of mafia type movie. And it was this real like, this like off-putting dude that was in it. And somebody said something, take it personal. It could have been Sopranos even. And he was like, how can a person not take it personal if every person's a person? Right. And when he said it, though, it sounded like some ignorant shit.
Right.
But it was kind of true. At the end of the day, you and that person got a whole 10-year history.
A personal relationship.
And now you at the job.
Right.
And because the reason why I'm asking stuff like this is what I'll notice is even on a one-time hire.
Yeah.
Do you think that people work as hard for people that they know or for people that they don't know?
I feel like they work harder for people that they don't know for the most part. You do find one-offs that they'll be like, you know, I respect my friend and I love what they're doing and I'm passionate. The only time you find those situations where it does work is that if they're both passionate about the same shit. Like they're passionate about your company, what you're doing, and they want to be in it too. I think that's the only scenario when you're just hiring them to do something else, say like tech or something, but you're into fashion and they're doing all your tech shit. They might not go as hard if they working for, you know, another company or another fashion company or whatever like that because they feel like you their friend.
I think, and it's pretty much along the same lines as some of the same shit y'all saying. I think, yes, I think we should be able to hire a friend, right? Somebody who's been around for a long time and
You think
I start a business. I think we should be able to, but at the same time, I also think that
it's hard.
No, it's not hard. It can be. It got its little kinks. But once we set shit straight from the rip, it shouldn't be but so difficult because
set
business is different from a friendship, right? Business is separate from a friendship, and I just feel like I think it's for the friend that's doing the hiring. Yeah, it's some concerns. Make sure that you're ready for that leadership position. Yep. You know how to lead. You're a people's person. You know how to like do everything you're supposed to do to successfully and efficiently like fill that position. Yep. But at the same time, the question is also equally important for the other friend.
The employee.
Are you able to work for your friends? Are you able to work for a friend of yours and give your friend the same respect that you give these strangers? Because I agree with you. They definitely like don't give the strangers like no feedback on nothing. You hear a lot of people, right? And even in my life, homies that I've come across, you hear a lot of people disgruntled about their jobs at certain points. How certain supervisors in certain companies will allow certain treatment or try certain shit, right? Y'all stay there though. You stay there. You deal with that. You suck it up. You bitch a little bit, but you ain't going nowhere because this motherfucking paying the bills. So my thing is, when your homie hire you and when your homie tell you, yo, why you was late yesterday, bro? I can't have you keep coming in late.
Yep.
And y'all quick to, that's what I don't like about hiring friends, right? This is where I don't like. And that's why I said that a friend, my thing is, I'll hire you if I can fire you. That's when I'll hire you.
So hold on, but this is where I'm asking the question. Can you fire your friend?
Fucking
and it's,
right.
Hold on, wait. And it remain, and your relationship remain the same.
I hope so. I hope so.
But it might taint it.
You're right. It's hard. You're right that's hard.
It would taint
and
it.
And in a lot of fucking friendships, guess what? I don't think they won't. I definitely think they'll be in their feelings after being fired by a friend.
No, I think
But in a real man's
Monica
world,
must be getting fired. She in a whole text conversation in the background.
in a real man's world, no bullshit, right? If motherfucking you do something fucked up on the business we signed up for as homies, right? And this could be illegal or legal, right? Because even in the streets, when you did something that was like unloyal,
scummy,
thieving, scummy, bottom of the shoe shit, you'll get shunned. Niggas will cut you off. You got to go find another way to now scratch it up. It's the same thing if we doing something legal. Like, you shouldn't be trying to like take advantage of your friends, man. You know what? It's crazy. I'm so glad we here because no. I really am. I'm so glad we here because we gotta reverse that. We gotta reverse that. I know. I've been in like management for a minute now, and I've been in management for about over 7 years now.
Have
and
you hired friends?
No. It ain't even about hiring friends, right? This goes a little bit beyond that, but it's in the same ballpark.
Okay.
I just deal with my own people, right? I deal with my own people that look like me,
Gotcha.
colored like me, and they don't give me the same shit that they would give when the white person show
That's
up
real.
and the white person walk through and motherfucking be ready, shut it down.
Yep.
It's like, it's just all this bullshit. We keep so much bullshit in the middle. And we got that hate embedded in us so much, that crab in the barrel shit, that all that shit plays a part in this type shit. And when really we supposed to be at a time right now where we honoring our own people who rising through the ranks, getting promotions, elevating to the point, learning shit where they could one day have their own. You should be learning from them as you come into
respect each other.
and using these jobs as stepping stones.
Yep.
But think about how deep this is. We talked about the shit in the beginning on some jokey shit, the light skin shit, the dark skin shit, all that shit. And a lot of that actually comes from like slavery. Some slaves was in the house and they got the field and everything like that. And ultimately in that time, people taking commands from the slave masters.
Right.
But that same mindset is kind of still here. I know multi-millionaires that try to hire black and brown people, and they will not work the same for them no matter what. I'm talking about excuse or why they didn't do this, or just kind of feel like, that's all right.
They gonna still keep me around.
It's sad because you really should, like, if your friend was ever in a position to hire you, a motherfucker you came up in the mud with from the trenches, you ran with this nigga every day way before he became successful and got his chips together and started what he started, you should go $1 trillion for that nigga. You should go $1 trillion for that nigga just for the simple fact that 9 times out of 10, you next.
Right.
You next. This your homie. You empower your homie and help him make $1 million out of him, and you know he was a solid nigga the whole time. You already know y'all broke bread when y'all had pennies.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't y'all break bread when y'all get the honey buns?
It's just the ego. It's the ego part of it. It's easier for people to get barked at, because jobs also is a lot of stress. And nobody should talk to anybody any type of way. But in a serious situation that involves a lot of funds and scheduling and everything, there might come a time where your homie that's the boss is blacking.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck, man? I needed you here, such and such, man. I need you to run to so-and-so and get that. And it's like, oh, cuz, I known you since whatever, and we always was just equals.
Right.
Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah.
But they not gonna say who the fuck is you talking to,
Right.
to the white boss at their job.
Real
They
shit.
kind of just either don't end up even in that situation because they breaking their ass to get to work. Oh
Yeah.
shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's a reality. I watch a lot of my millionaire friends and everything can't keep people working that are minorities because they get kind of comfortable, especially if you, this is a little bit different, but it's more like you hire people and then befriend them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like they work for you and you like, I'm a cool nigga. If we all eat and come with us, you know what I'm saying? We eating dinner at the come by the crib because you want to treat your employees like family, but treating them like family can also make them feel comfortable, whereas that's bro right there. So I'm not gonna be able to make it to work. I was with a little shorty last night. What, nigga?
The real way it happens is because I believe in a lot of people, like, I get the thing, don't mix family with business and certain shit like that. But I believe in what you said, that sometimes, guess what? You could meet some people in business and y'all actually turn into family because they was like-minded business people. And the business actually go through the moon and y'all making millions together and continue to make millions together. And it becomes family for you because y'all really helping each other feed each other's families.
But you said a key point, like-minded people. And that's
right.
what it reverts back to what I was saying earlier, is like, y'all got to have the same type of passion because sometimes people might not have the same motivation that you have, or, want to show up the way you showing up. Y'all got to kind of be on the same page when it comes to that. And it's, it's rough because you do want to look out for family. You do want to look out for friends. You want to do that. But it's just like when you give them that opportunity, you going to take the loss, essentially. You going to take that loss because why? They don't want to show up. Why? They messed up the money. Why? They didn't send those orders out. It's like, come on, I'm trying to give you an opportunity and you fucking up.
It's kind of like what I told y'all before when it would be like with a connect. Some people might feel as though you're blocking because they like, yo, I saw you with such and such. Link me. But if I know you not really about your business like that, I love you to death, you my man, I can't do that, bro. It's going to look crazy on me. This person is going to be like, why the fuck did you send him into my life? You know what I'm saying?
I ain't going to hold you. And it's just from my little personal experience, and I ain't got no problem like just, kind of like just talking like this because it'd be real shit. But a lot of like what I've had to do to get to this point, I've had to do it for free. I actually had to pay to play. I actually spent a lot of money to be where I'm at today, right? Still spending money to this day, right? And I just feel like people got to take that into consideration when it comes down to business. If one day God was to ever like send me a blessing, right? And send me some blessings where I can put myself in a position to be able to help others and say, look, this is what we got to do this. I just ask that, everybody be respectful, and we supposed to be respectful as friends, and you try to like do what's right so we can elevate together versus just, pull somebody back. Because if I'm already if somebody, and it ain't just me, if anybody is already elevating, right, on their own, they necessarily don't have to send that rope back down. So when they send that rope back down.
That's a great point.
Right? When they send that rope back down, and instead of pulling yourself up, because of you and you're not really ready yet and all your bullshit, you're actually pulling them back down, right? Because that's what happens with a rope tug of war, right?
Yeah, you making that person late on whatever they were supposed to deliver or whatever. You're impacting that business.
Absolutely. You're pulling them down. My thing is you should be okay with being fired. You should be fine with being fired. The same way if the white man fire you, all you're going to do is go to unemployment and, try to deal with it that way. Like, it shouldn't, and we should be respectful. Like, I know if I want to
listen, Black and Hispanic landlords deal with that shit too.
To be honest, let's be honest here, right? Let's just be honest here, since we here, right? And we're the most honest show right now, everywhere, right? Fucking Dev has the right to tell me, Rich, we need to do this. Yo, time shit, gotta step it up, whatever. Just earlier, Monica, phone shit. This what we
My brother's telling me to shut my bedroom door. Like, just
and it's loud. And listen,
it out. I'm tell you what I'm reading.
And it's
loud.
loud.
Telling me to shut my door.
And listen,
because of some spirit.
This is what I'm gonna do. Look.
So I'm looking at my phone like.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, Porter. Hold on, wait. You said
y'all want to keep bringing it up. I was just pondering. Like,
hold on. You said there's a spirit in your house.
Something like that.
I think that if we look at your phone. It's Jasmine. There's dick pics. She was over there looking at dicks. She was over there looking at.
But it kind of makes sense with like the spirit thing. Like if I'm like touching, so maybe he is right.
But listen, but back to my point. Back to my main point. You see how smooth my boy did that, the way he would have did it to me or anybody, because this is our QB.
Yep.
Dev is our QB. He's the quarterback, right? We all play our position. We get this shit done. It's no feelings. It's no feelings. It's no, yeah, we friends.
Because sometimes I gotta be the lineman and knock niggas out.
Yeah. Sometimes she gotta come up. Sometimes she gotta come up the middle.
I'm crying at home when Dev sends me videos. I'm crying.
But
like, center yourself, Monica. Just like, I'm sorry.
But
I didn't know.
At the end of the day, it's respected.
Yeah.
It's respected and it's loved because we all business people here. We all have brands here. We got a brands together. Yep. So when the QB step in and say, yo, come on, it's the homie pull up. It's like, yo, y'all know what we on. Yeah. And I think every business should be like that.
You gotta work with people that's gonna be like that, man. If you in situations where you doing something creative and you telling the person, if you are making music and you telling the engineer, yo, I want my vocal to echo like this right here, and he just I don't see the point in doing that. And because he's trying to cut back on work. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make it easier for you. Can't have that. Because if that person was working at Sony Music and a motherfucker tell him to make that shit go he going press them buttons, man.
Yeah.
You know
I've lost friendships even working with people, like working with friends in the same establishment. So I can only imagine, you know, them working for me or me. I have worked for my friend one time and it was like I felt like I didn't really, you know, need to work as harder because I knew that she had my back in situations like her being the manager. So like I felt like I had a little bit more like privilege in a way, like to come later or, you know, say I'm not coming in because we have just been out the night before drinking or something like that. So I think it does.
Yeah,
you know,
it does affect. Like, listen, I had to get reprimanded one time coming into the dojo, coming in late, because it's a place of respect. You know what I'm saying? You when it's time for everybody to work out together, train together, whatever, everybody's supposed to be on time. You'll do little shit. You know, I'm so tight with, you know, the upper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming in there on some late shit. And I had to get called out on it. And when he talked to me on the side, he's like, bro, I can't have it where just because people looking like, oh, that's his man. So he could come in here and do whatever. And I had to eat that and be like, yo, bro, you right. I can't take advantage of that and be like, I don't want to do warm-ups in the beginning. I want to just come in and fight. Yeah. You know, nigga.
We reprimand Angelina all the time. That girl be late. Angelina,
get better, man. Listen, we know you gonna get better. You a warrior. COVID ain't got nothing on you. The COVID, you're good.
Yeah,
she'll be back.
Shout out to you.
Oh my God. But yeah, man, that working for people thing is definitely tough. I definitely think that when you get fired or something like that, it can cause, you know, some friction. But if you know you was the person on some bullshit, forgive your friend that was your employer.
If I fire you, we working on an unemployment thing for the Porta Rich whole movement where you can go to them. Nah, I'm talking shit.
Nah, but you know, we're gonna talk about something. Shit like that could lead to, it's crazy how that's gonna just relate, can cause beef amongst friends. And the thing that I want to talk about right now is beef. But not just street beef. It can be street beef, but any kind of beef, family members, whatever.
You talking Angus. That 100%.
Yeah. Listen, 100% choosing beef. Sides in beef.
I had to choose your side before. Well, my sister tried to force it. You know, her and her husband was having a little altercation. Shout out to Greg and Jewel. I love them. And I remember one time, you know, I don't know if I reached out to Greg. I'm not sure what happened. I can't really like plead my case right now. I don't know exactly what I did. But I remember I was talking to my sister. I was like, well, you know, Jewel, you know, Greg, what? She was like, oh, no, you need to pick a side. And I was like, whoa. I said, pick a side in a marriage? Y'all are married. Y'all technically are one side, if you want to be honest. A marriage is one side at this point. You guys are a unit. Y'all live in the same house and y'all got kids together. You guys are a unit. It's one side over there, one family.
Okay.
Like, no, you had me trying to pick a side.
She was trying to talk to you like it was Durkio, like it's some Chicago
like,
drill shit.
For real. Like, you was gonna reprimand me if I wanted to pick a side? Nah, that was crazy.
Nah, a lot of people, no, because a lot of people say that, like when it comes to people having some kind of discrepancy, I hear people often say like, nah, you got to pick a side. And I wanted to understand, like, go more into the depths of when you do have to, because for me, I try not to in situations that really don't concern me.
Yeah.
A person has to do something that's such a violation to that person that it makes me not fuck with you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? So if we all cool and then Porter does some shit to you that's like crazy, where I'm looking at it like, nigga, you
gonna cut me off?
Yeah, like if you get some
crazy. That is crazy.
Because if it depends, you could do something so much that makes me look at it like, yo, if he'll do that
to her,
right?
Oh my God, that's crazy. He'll do that to me. Because certain things is beyond the situation.
Yeah.
It's a character
situation.
thing.
Yeah.
Other things are just like two people with different opinions and they
it's
beefing.
like, it's on y'all.
Yo.
For me, it's it depends who the beef is with, right? It depends who the beef is with, right? And the reason why I say that is this, right? I think when it's beef outside the family, I think we already know. I think it's a no-brainer what side you're supposed to be on.
Is it?
What side?
For outside the family.
Is it?
I think.
So if your man did this nigga across the street dirty, and now they got a problem because he disrespected his girl, nigga grabbed his girl ass in the club, did some wild shit.
Right.
Now he got a problem with bull. You back in your man's play like, nah, my man grabbed the ass, so what? What's up?
No, I ain't gonna do it like that. I wouldn't do it like that. But by default, because them niggas, I don't know them niggas, and because this is my homie, right? If this the way it went down, and this is the ugly part about shit, I'm being honest.
Yeah,
right?
I feel you. That's why I want to talk about the grittiness.
Especially when people come from like the trenches where these codes and fictitious laws and all this shit we supposed to honor, right? Technically, my homie went out drunk and grabbed asses and shit and started beef with the niggas across town, right? And it gets back. I gotta tell my homie, like, yo, the fuck is you doing? Like, for real. The fuck is you doing? Like, especially when everybody tell me. Females, everybody came and told me, yo, Porter, your man was out of pocket. He was caked. It was him. He was doing what they said he did. I definitely gotta, like, check him and tell him. And maybe I hope these other guys just want like a squabble. Maybe my man could fade. They could catch the fade. That shit could end like that. It ain't gotta lead to no shit. But and this is the fucked up part about having certain friendships.
This is real.
This is the
realness.
fucked up part about having certain friendships and certain bonds. That if them niggas want to take it to like gunplay, like kill my man over this shit, I might get dragged up in this shit.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I might get dragged down in this shit, to be honest, because it's just the way we operate. It's like when people say like, yo, it's like almost like in a lot of gang life, right? In a lot of gang life. Because I've been around gangs. I've been in gang huddles. I chopped it up with the top of gangs, the top ranks of multiple gangs. And I know for a fact that when somebody do like some foul shit, like what we talk about.
They'll get DP, but niggas still gonna ride for them.
Like the gang, depending on what it is. Because sometimes they might shun a nigga and leave him on his own. On your own, you're not even part of the gang no more.
But that's more like, so when Porter told his story, he gave his man an out. He said he was out, he got drunk, and he did some shit like he was out of his mind. But a lot of times, niggas is just violating women. Niggas is just doing shit that's like, bro, you ain't got no business violating a woman like that. You damn near partially a rapist, cuz you just fondling women randomly out in public.
And using the excuse that you're drunk.
And now you know what I'm saying? Let's say it had nothing to do with getting drunk.
Sober,
it was just a nigga doing what he doing. Cause a lot of times you find yourself in shit where you just know like, yo, my man, why you borrow money from bro and then beat him on his bread? Or why you do this? It's a reason why them niggas got an issue with you. Cause if a nigga did that to me, I be on the same type time.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go to bat for you. I'm more the nigga that'll try to go over there and try to smooth out the situation.
Right.
This my man. He definitely did some nut shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have to stumble him and be like, listen, we handled that over here. Can we let that shit rock out, man, before this shit get ugly? Because we know he did wrong. Then for me to have to go to possible war about something that I don't even believe in, I'm fighting on the side of some shit that
and some people actually cool with that. Some people cool with the nigga getting punished by his niggas. Like, all right, they gonna punish him. They gonna actually letting us watch.
Right.
They do shit like that. Somebody get to watch.
That's really some mob shit too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So my whole thing is like, in certain situations, I think there's no need to choose a side. Like, I think sides be already chosen. And then I know the situations where, like, when it come down to I've been in situations where I couldn't choose a side. And, you know, due to certain rules, right? Rules on this side. Then there was laws on this side that kind of like justify what this friend was saying. But it was laws on this side that justify what this friend did. And it'll be them type of situations where, like, and you love both parties equally.
It's a terrible situation.
You love both parties equally, where it's kind of like their situation. And you're like in the middle because you're a friend. And it'd be hard. It'd be hard. And for me, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, in situations that I could kind of like recall and think, I didn't want to be in that position. I didn't want to have to choose. I'm like, yo, I love both parties. I love everybody. And I have nothing to do with it.
It ain't nothing like a call you get when a nigga like, yo, this nigga shot me. Like, this real, like, this nigga shot me, did it? But then I know kind of like why.
Right.
I get them calls like, yo, why such and such saying such and such? Yo, why Babe Boy doing Babe Boy? And I'm just like, I don't know. You know, and to be honest, like, I try to dead it as quick as possible, right? But I wish it didn't happen, and I wish, you know, because we just gotta, you know, we gotta be better. It's like, if you can't be friends with a person, if a friend is not a good friend for you or whatever, then just go a separate way.
And mind you, I've gotten the calls where it was like that, where it was the literal, yo, such and such shot me, bro. Da-da-da-da. But I kind of know the situation of what you did that made it go to that. It's not that I condone that or nothing.
Right.
And it is weird to have to be with both of these people at different times in pictures with them. You love both of them. You know what I'm saying? But all beefs ain't gotta be street level, Philadelphia, Camden, New Jersey level shit. Sometimes it's just beef between your aunties.
Yep.
Your motherfucking cousins.
Yep.
What do you do with situations like that? Because I'm the type of person that I always stand on who I think is right no matter what. Right. My mom could beef with my aunt, and I would tell my mom if she was wrong.
Right.
Mom, come on, man.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
You did wrong.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You did wrong. I don't even want to say you my mom. You ain't right in this situation. Some people will just be like, off default, that's mommy. I'm rocking with her.
like that.
I'm not like that.
We gotta hold
like
people
that.
accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely hold my mother accountable because, you know.
Otherwise, you're enabling them to just keep doing what they're doing.
Exactly. And they're not gonna understand. Like, they're not understanding the bigger picture sometimes in a moment. So sometimes you kind of gotta, like, I check my mom sometimes. I have to tell her, like, yo, you don't need to be doing that.
I think we should definitely check moms, right? Because I check moms, but I think we should be mindful and be careful with it. Because I know my mom, she get to a point where, like, it's like, if you come checking if you just come trying like check the wrong way and she'll check you back.
No. About your delivery too.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie.
like,
hold on, I ain't gonna lie.
They like
my
our
mom,
goats.
I was in a hospital. Something happened one time. It was somebody in our family in the hospital. My mom, I said something to my mom, but I was in the right, letting her know, Mom, you shouldn't be da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Oh my
ASAP,
God.
grown. I was grown. This was only like a few years ago. Busted
milk dud.
Listen, smack me so fast. I'm the mom, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't tell me nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you know what I mean?
I think it depends on the place, like where your mom's at too. Like I don't come on my mom in a disrespectful way too.
Yeah, it wasn't even disrespectful. She's just a bully.
It's
I'm
all about
laughing.
delivery.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about my baby, how she get with me. And I love my mom to death. And I'm thinking about how she get with me because at a certain point when I prove my mom wrong, like, nah, you wrong. You know that was wrong. My mom just get to a point where she say, you know what, fuck everybody. And, you know, fuck this phone and hang it up. Like, it's like, fuck all y'all. I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong.
And that's what she posts. And that's what she'll post a Facebook status talking about her kids don't fuck with her.
Oh, shit.
That'll be a whole thing.
Knowing my baby, my boo, I wouldn't know what to do without her. Taught me so much.
Yeah, because you could have uncles and aunts and stuff like that. They got a whole history before you. That's
And you
so
don't even
deep,
know.
and they got all kind of issues. And I look at them all like, I love all y'all. I don't see what the beef is, and they be having all types of shit going on.
I think the hardest part in this type of situation in general is being like that middle person, right? And this just comes to me because I was a couple of weeks back, you know, Irv Gotti went on Drink Champs with Ja Rule.
I seen that.
And you know, Drink Champs, you getting fucked up. They fuck you up on Drink Champs.
Yeah, they try to get you to say some shit.
They like,
Some slick
but he brought up the topic Ashanti, right? You know, well, Nori, shout out to Nori because, you know, he just gets down to the nitty gritty at this point.
He want that tea.
Respectfully though, because he was like, you know, I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, I mean, we don't got to
Nah,
talk about
Nori's slick. He know what he doing.
He plays that whole, you know, but, you know, he was just like, you know, how do you know, what's y'all relationship? And he was like, you know, listen, at the end of the day, he was like, he doesn't hate her, he was saying. He kept saying is that she don't fuck with Murder, Inc. He's like, once I try to throw the olive branch, and we already know the history, right?
I don't really.
Well, basically, long story short, you know, they were dealing back in the day, right? They were dealing with each other. You know, he said, you know, he put her on, you know, being her producer and just creating that great music and all that other stuff. And then, you know, when the whole...
Let the more shit. Let the intimate shit.
Right. And then they were together. Like, you know, he does say that they were together. And he also stated that she wasn't the woman that, you know, fucked up his marriage with his wife. He was like, it was two women that, you know, affected that relationship, and she wasn't one of those women.
Okay.
Period. Long story short, you know, he's in this interview and he's just calling her like bitches. And
Hold on. I thought it was like no hard feelings or something.
It wasn't no hard feelings until he started really diving into
that means it is hard feelings.
Right.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. So he's like, it's no hard feelings, but mind you, Ja Rule's next to him, right? I'm painting this picture for y'all. You know, he just keep conversing. He's just like, you know, I like threw the alley-oop basically and was just like, listen, I'm doing a Murder, Inc. documentary. I want you to come on to share your story. She was like, she didn't want to do it anymore. Right?
Okay.
Rightfully so. His thing is like, listen, this is something I created with you. This is a history that we had that I want you to like share the story. Like, why don't you want to be involved? She just really doesn't. So then Nori asks about a question. He asks a question in regards to her wanting her masters and wanting her what are they? Snipes?
Stems, the tracks, the stems.
The stems,
The original stems from her album.
So he's like, listen. And basically she painted the picture like, you know.
You said he or she?
She painted the picture like, you know, I guess he didn't want to give her masters or whatever the case may be. That was like the picture that was painted. Okay. And he was like, it's not about like not giving somebody their masters. He was like, but when you give that back to them, right, they try to redo the work with those vocals and, you know, all those other stuff. But
so that they don't have to, pay you anything?
Right.
Okay.
But it's never going to sound the same. That's why she wanted her
stems.
Right.
The stems.
Oh,
and the stems are...
the tracks, like
so basically, she wants the files.
She wanted to break. Basically, she wanted to break down to like the original recordings.
Yeah,
that's what the stems are. The original recordings from
with
the original,
everything on different tracks, the harmonies, everything.
It's the original track. It's the original instruments. It's everything. To be honest, just to Irv's credit, right? And I'm not taking sides in this, but just while we're on this little point right here, just to Irv's credit, when he said like, "Yo," he said that's what she wanted. Is what he had a hand in. Right. He had a hand in all making that how it worked and came out to sound what it sound like. Right. So he said, if I give them that, they're able to almost automatically recreate that without me.
Right.
And then I'm not going to get nothing for what I originally played a part in,
Right,
and kind of like
Exactly.
quarterback.
If you produced it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was his whole fight in regards to that. And that's what he was explaining. But then, you know, the conversation kept going. Then he started talking about like the Nelly and Ashanti situation. And then just in this conversation, in this interview, he just kept calling her a bitch.
See, yeah, that's
This
crazy.
entire time. Like, I understand the stance that I understand where he's coming from, right? I understand why you feel how you feel. Ja Rule had to literally be like, yo, bro.
Oh,
Can you
so
not-
all right. So the way this is relating is because I wasn't following
And Ja
everything.
said he said
is hold up,
something.
is that
Right.
Ja Rule basically is choosing a side? Is what you're saying? Is that how
I don't
this
wanna
relates
say
to this?
he's choosing a side because and the whole time, you know, Irv is talking, he's like, listen, I've never heard these stories. Like, you know, he's like, but stop calling sis a bitch. Like,
It sounds like
told
he
her-
is picking a side. He's like standing up for what's right, and he's not right
I
in
think
this situation.
he did state, he was like, listen, I heard both sides and I understand. He was like, you know, at the end of the day, he was like, but, you know, it is what it is.
That's
I
a
don't
tough place for him to be in.
Especially when you're on a podcast that they're recording, you're in the moment. Like, you're right
Yeah.
there. You listening to everything. And I like the role that he played. He didn't say anything. He just let Irv do what he's, you know, did. And he tried to, I ain't gonna hold you, he tried to give his friend, like, you know, like a, yo, bro, you doing too much. If you was peeping
Try to
the
throw him that little line or that rope, because this is an important thing that Wally brought up too, y'all. When a lot of times people judge what people say on podcasts and everything like that. If you had a recorder recording everything that you said for hours out of your day,
Yep.
you would be on film saying some stupid shit sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? Or not knowing
Yeah.
all the facts about
Absolutely.
something. That's just life.
Yeah.
So it actually takes a lot of courage and everything for people to come on podcasts and stuff like that. And on podcasts, you can be caught in awkward situations where, you know, if we're friends with a lot of people, I bring a guest on the show, they bring up, yeah, such and such did such and such to me, and I might be cool with that person too. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
Now what do I do? Do I not put out the podcast? Or do I put out the podcast, but I got to make sure that I call that person and say, hey, I'm letting you know MC Kill People just said that you was a bitch ass nigga and you never really bust your gun. But then I look like I'm stirring up problems
Yeah.
if I make the
Yeah.
call. So that's one of those things in the entertainment business where you could be stuck in a situation where you like, do I make the call? If I put the episode just out, that person might feel railroaded like, damn, Dev, you just let him go on the show and just put it out. You ain't even give me the call, my nigga.
What would
But
you do in that situation? Would it
that-
depend the person?
It really depends. It really depends. Certain shit I might even take out of the show. Especially if I can't confirm that I don't want to be a part of slander. It's very difficult to be in this position of media and a person going to come on and just say anything. Man, for real, you want to know the real truth? Bro was sucking dick. He gay. This is what happened. No, this is what niggas do. And now they don't.
But did he suck a dick?
This what I'm saying. This what I'm saying.
But
I don't
that's
know.
No, I asked.
This the whole
listen,
point. I don't.
He's
This the
saying it's
whole
not
point.
the facts.
That's the whole point. Is you just drop that bomb right now. I don't
Right.
know nothing about what happened. And you know, let's be more realistic. It's always some shit like, I'm gonna keep it real. We came out the pizza store and bull. He got robbed. He was bitching. He was crying. He took his chain. He beat him up and all that. Now they done said that on your show, and you like, okay, I gotta make a choice. If I put this out, it might fuel this beef. But if I put this out, it's going to get a whole bunch of views.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't know that this show really does like we tackle certain issues, but we not the show that come on here and put out the
At all.
horrible shit just so we could get views.
And we-
I'd rather had a lower views.
And we don't favor people. Like, you're not gonna catch us on here like, oh, cause such and such and such and such, and we gonna address our opinions. Like, this what we do. We don't mean to harm anybody. This should be public information. This shit to be out there already, and we just chiming in on it, giving our splash because the people love our minds.
We just happen to be on camera. We doing the same thing that y'all doing at home, but there is also that added responsibility when you have thousands of people tuning into what you saying. So that's a very difficult situation for Ja Rule to be in. But I want to know what transpired. Now, what did anything else happen from Ja Rule? Did he have
he just said what he said. You know, he just during that whole rant about her, he just stood out of it. And I think my question to y'all is in that situation, because at that point it's like he didn't pick a side. You know,
no.
He checked his homie to not violate, you know, that situation. But who did pick a side was Fat Joe. Fat Joe, you know Fat Joe. Oh my God.
The Don Cartagena.
Fat Joe. I fuck with Fat Joe. I love him 100%.
my most underrated rapper of all time.
Love and
Fat
respect.
Joe. So, you know, he decided to go on live, right, and discuss this interview. You know, and Joe was like, because in the conversation, in the interview, you know, Gotti was saying like, you know, Joe know what it is, Ja Rule, you know, he got all the hits talking about, you know, when they did their verses.
So he kind of brought his name in there too.
He brought his name in there too. So, you know,
it kind of sounds, it makes it look like I'm co-signing what you said, kind of.
Right, exactly. So Joe was like, you know, we ain't gonna talk about the verses. It's all love, Ja. You know, you my brother, whatever. He was like, but listen, you know, you and Ashanti, that was 20 years ago. He's like, honestly, I seen y'all together, but I didn't know y'all was, you know, in that type of relationship.
It wasn't like a public thing either,
he was
right?
like, I didn't know. He was like, nobody knew. And he was like, and neither do I care, you know? But he definitely picked a side and was like, listen, you don't need to be violating this woman. If she don't want to do something, she don't want to do it. You know, so he put his input and picked her side. Meanwhile, you got Ja Rule who's doing shows with her, doing all these things. I can't imagine. Do y'all think he called her?
No. Ooh. Do you think who called who?
Before that episode came out.
Do we think who called who?
Ja Rule called Ashanti.
And was like, yo,
I mean,
what happened?
I think, right? And Fat Joe is like close to kind of like, to me, you could have almost considered Fat Joe Murder Inc., right? With the ties that he has. Because he even said it himself. This is why he's speaking up. He got records, hella records with Ashanti. Him and Ashanti got a heavy relationship.
Yeah. And he was on, she was on his album.
But this is why you hear Irv Gotti saying, I thought I had a friend. He's not my friend. Because they got ties. It's history there with all of these guys. Yep. So I just feel like it's almost like where I just want to, because I respect all these niggas. Yeah, they're good people. I respect all these niggas. I don't want to say nothing crazy. Yeah. Like I'm trying to play one of these because I respect all of them as icons, moguls, street guys, the whole shit. But it's almost brings me back to like the Jay-Z record. You know, nobody wins when the family feuds. Right? And I get it. Ashanti, a female, she's very quiet. She's a very pious female in the cut. Other than making her records and doing what she do to get her money and her music and all that shit, she not out here doing all these interviews, blogs.
That's true.
So we got to keep that
into consideration,
right? On why Irv may be handling it and because sometimes silence can be taken as like something else. Right? Sometimes the humble person, because I believe that Ashanti is just a humble person. She ain't with the rah-rah. That's why she like, I don't, you know, she probably backed out of the doc. I don't, you know, I don't want to do none of this stuff, right? I'm super private.
You don't think she's going to address it?
I mean, maybe she might have to eventually.
She might have to,
but I don't think that's her preference.
And if something is a dark spot, whether it launched your life or not, or all the things, it might just be like, yo, I kind of want to leave that where it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've got shit that I just be like, bro, I want to leave that where it is. I don't want to keep talking about that shit.
But at the same time, again, and this not my cup of tea. I never been a kiss and tell type nigga, right? Because I done talked about this with people in regular conversations, right? Because it's all over the internet, all that shit. Me personally, I'm not the kiss and tell type nigga, so I heard a lot of guys like, oh, nah, he shouldn't have said that, though. We don't do that. Da-da-da-da. I get all that. And you ain't gotta, you know, because a lot of guys just be like really just fronting, punting, trying to make themselves look like the new Goldie or Tony or some shit like they pimps. No, just slow down. Because I just feel like at the same time, though, we got to look at the fact that he said, Irv said, right, that the documentary been in the works.
Yeah.
He reached out to everybody and said, yo, I'm not doing this twice. I'm doing it once. So that means I'm not going to have to come back to tell y'all. I don't have time to have to come back to tell y'all about some shit that I forgot to tell y'all the first time.
Yeah.
This is going to be the raw truth. And he said, quote, I'm just stating what the man said.
Okay.
He said that he told everybody, including Ashanti, I need everybody to tell their truth. This is that moment.
Yeah.
This is what the Murder Inc. doc is. The truth. Everything.
Yes,
and don't get me wrong. I know some people gonna look at it like, yo, well, if you was fucking her and that was like a thing, like a super private thing that nobody knew and nobody knew, that probably ain't need to be in the doc. We ain't need to know about that. But to Irv's defense to a certain extent, I just feel like we don't know the details. We don't know how that relationship, when they was dealing with each other, how much of that shit was really going on around the camp, if it affected the camp, if it was like whatever, where Irv feels like, no, it needs to be in the mix.
Hold on. So to be fair, right? When you talk about, and this goes back to production and shit like that, and how much people share of themselves, I understand what Porter's saying. If you watch Diddy's documentary on Netflix, that Little Kim Faith thing was probably the most powerful or second most powerful part of the whole thing, because that dynamic is 100% a major part of the bad boy history of Biggie dealing with those two women.
Right.
So I could see how that type of stuff would be important to the overall storyline. But at the same time, that's his wishes. If he's trying to make this documentary, her wishes is, I want my masters. That's not what the fuck I want. You want what you want. I want what I want. I want masters. I don't want to complain and even complain about my masters on the documentary. I want my masters. So giving me the opportunity to tell my side, or maybe even complain without result, because that's not going to get me my masters. Now, maybe if it was an offer that was like, in exchange for your masters, you talk on here, I don't know if that was in the talks,
right?
But that would be
That's a
different.
good point.
That would be different.
He made a valid point when it came to her masters, because he was like, certain songs, he stated that even to get clearing, even if she get her masters, she would still have to come back to him for certain shit.
I mean,
regardless of the situation. But needless to say, I feel like when it comes to masters and stuff like that, like, artists do get paid on shows, concerts, all that other stuff. If you literally give that person that you were a part of their work, a part of helping them make this song, a part of helping them get producers to help create these beats, they should have some type of percentage to that music.
Oh, no, absolutely. So this is the part that we will never know. We never know how much or what the splits were all these years.
Right.
So sometimes what happens, and I definitely can't say for this because I don't see a motherfucker's contract, but if you felt like you was getting scraped for the first 20 years, and then remember, on these songs, regardless of who you are, when the songs first came out, the most rotation, the most money. As time goes on, the checks is a little bit smaller, You like, now that we at this point, can I get them Jones to the neck? Can I get them Jones to the neck? You done vampired them. But we can't say that that's necessarily, what happened. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, all I say is, it's hard. It's hard, and I hate to see like the thing with like, I know how Fat Joe is. Fat Joe is, he and I get it, because in the streets it be like that sometimes, where somebody got to step up and say something when shit is just, when it might be a male and a female thing, and a lot of people feel like females can't, shouldn't be just dealing with certain shit, even certain conversations with males, and it should just be a fair thing at the end of the day, right? But I just feel like, again, these people that started out together, man. I feel Ja Rule said the best thing. I think to me, Ja Rule said the best thing. He said, I think after the interview, right, when people was like, "Oh, how Ja sit there like that?" Da 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 da. And Ja said, I think a comment has been came out from Ja Rule where he said something, and they put it out where he was saying basically what Wally said. Like, no, I ain't just sit there, nigga. Like, I definitely said something to my man about sis, because that's my family.
Yeah, what they wanted to do, punching?
He was also saying, and I believe he was also like referencing to the Fat Joe shit, like just like, yo, you know, we all family. You know, I hope everybody mind their business and let grown folks, you know, who's in the business actually deal with the business.
And figure it out. Versus, you know, just everybody bombarding the situation.
I mean, you can't say, that problem is, once again, you can't really say mind your business if Dev comes on a show and tells my business.
Right.
If I tell thousands of people something, they're going to have an opinion on it. You know what I mean?
You know,
it becomes public.
It's crazy, but, you know, shout out to them, and I hope, you know, Ashanti could one day, you know, share her truth and, you know, resolve
or not.
all this. Or not. I mean, you can keep it to yourself too, but I just don't like when certain men just kind of like go in and just say one side, and I'm, you know, just shout out to them. But I have a question for y'all. There was a situation brought up, and it was two couples. Both couples are friends, so the guys are good friends, and the two girls are best friends, right? The girl tells. Let me not put it on the girl. The guy tells his girlfriend that her homegirl's man did something with another female prior to their relationship. Not during their relationship, prior to their relationship. You know. So she tells her homegirl, and the homegirl starts acting weird, you know, towards her nigga, because now she has some information, you know, about her nigga, right?
Got you.
So she asks her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's like, "What you talking about?" Like, he denies it.
And hold on, who told her? The other girl,
her best friend told her.
The girl.
Yep.
Okay.
But her nigga, which is
the dude's friend, told her.
Yeah, he told his girl. He was telling his girl, like, yo, my man did such a...
Yeah. Pillow talking.
Right.
You know, his man denied it, you know, whatever, and was like, no, like, I didn't do it.
Hold on, but why? So first, just so I could follow it, he denied being with a girl before he ever even knew his girl he with?
Yeah, he denied it because he said it wasn't true.
Oh, okay, all right.
But in all actuality, it isn't true.
It isn't true?
It isn't true. So what do you do to your man?
Oh, no, that's not my man. He just, why the fuck you lie? Whoa, you just lied on me?
What do you do?
Hold on, what
does he gain from that?
That's what I'm trying to understand, and that's why I come to y'all to understand what's the gain.
Can we address before you even find out that it's a lie?
Okay.
Can we address it?
Okay,
from, like,
no, makes sense. Go ahead.
Before we even find
go
out,
ahead. If it was true,
right?
So
or if it's not, just period.
Right,
You don't know. You just heard, and you're in a space where she is acting funny, but she didn't tell her.
My thing is this, right? And it's crazy because it's a joint I always like. I've been thinking about, like, nah, nigga, like, the fuck is you doing, right? Discipline. I'm gonna say discipline from the rip. Discipline. If me and Dev homies, and and it's just, again, that's why I said I want to talk before we find out if it was true, if it wasn't, you know, just period. Because I feel like if me and you homies and I confide in you with certain shit, right? Even if I did come tell you some old crazy shit, to be honest, I feel for me and your friendship, that's not your wife's business.
It's not.
I feel. Right?
It's not.
But a lot of people, I believe that a lot of people operate like, no, my wife is my first partner. Or my husband, right? Or whatever. Or my husband, friend. Or my best friend.
I don't give a fuck. That ain't my best friend. So why the fuck is a person that's not my best friend? So what Porter's saying, this is a reason why I believe in the other thing, like women going through your phones. I'm squeaky clean, but my phone got business between my boys is telling me shit.
Right.
If my girl in my phone, she reading what the fuck is going on with my homies, and it's not just about my homies that got a wife. They don't gotta have no wife.
Yeah.
It's just their business in their life.
Period.
She shouldn't be like, oh, I know this about this guy.
Yeah.
No, that's not for her to know. Also, that.
And to be honest, real quick, it can cause shit in your shit. Because if they just seeing what your niggas is texting you from what they doing,
Yes.
and you know we a different cup of tea, you know he like dark to fucking daytime to me, but you still get mad because of what he going through.
Yeah, because
because he texting you.
It's the birds of a feather flock together.
No
thing,
bullshit.
where really it's
Absolutely.
like, actually,
That's not
we
true.
just different, but that's my man's.
Right.
not
I
true.
don't give a fuck if he run around and do this and do that. That's my man. You feel what I'm saying? But it definitely can cause problems. And I think that shit is like kind of crazy. Now, trying to figure out, even if it was true, telling your girl that about this dude that you cool with, that's not going to help your situation. That's going to make it look like, well, what you be doing?
Right.
I can't understand the mindset of the person that goes and does that.
I think he wanted to fuck everybody.
I think he thought that, but then I thought,
All
what
the
if he's
girls.
trying to
Cover
get
something
ahead
up.
of something else that might be coming
I thought
from
the
the
same
other
thing.
guy?
Yep. Or maybe there was maybe him and his girl, I'm assuming maybe him and his girl was having a conversation. She brought something up about this female. He was like, nah. Oh boy hit that. I ain't hit that. And it was really him.
That could be the answer right there.
Yeah.
That's
Because
the shit
what is the gain? My thing is, what is the gain?
No, because I know of a nigga
the
that did
decoy.
this.
Right.
Set up the decoy.
That's real, but I know of a nigga that did that, and it was crazy. Two cool friends. I don't know if they best friends, but the niggas was definitely tight.
Mm-hmm.
And one got caught cheating, wife ramming him out, and their wives are cool.
Right.
And in his defense of himself, he told on his man, like in this passionate argument, like, I mean, everybody, you think that he don't do that with his wife? He got bitches too. You act like I'm the only nigga. And it was like, nigga, next thing you know, she's calling her. I'm arguing with this nigga. He said, your husband got bitches too.
That's
and
wild.
it was like, bro, why the fuck this nigga
It's like
just
a
said?
domino effect.
That's some bitch. That's terrible, yo. That's terrible.
That was
But the guy
like a
just
real great
denied it.
answer though on what could really have be going on.
That had to be because I can't see any other
me neither.
reason.
Yeah, like why the fuck would you just be talking about your man? Like,
Or to bring it back to the beginning, he worked for him. He fired him from the job. And he
listen,
said, "I got
to
something for his
anybody,
ass."
to anybody that does that, like just while we here, to anybody that does that, my nigga, that's like the ultimate pillow talking, bro. Just like thinking that your girl is entitled to like all your homies' fucking business, niggas that you got great relationships with. That's really like solid niggas just dealing with their own shit.
That's horrible.
You know, like you gotta like find a discipline to kind of like just, because when people tell me shit, and we talked about this before, where I said the joke, like, once you tell me something, nigga, this is gone, nigga. I don't even, but for real, I'm glad that it's like that for me because
You don't want no
You don't want the
information.
yeah, like I don't want it, and it's not cool.
I'm
It's
like,
not
don't
cool.
tell me.
Because that's where it
Yeah.
get crazy back to, because this all has to do with choosing
Aside.
sides. The worst situation to be in is a homie and his wife, and that's a sister now. Y'all all been together forever.
Right.
Like y'all been together 15 years and he doing nut shit. And now you just in the middle of you can't just be fuck that bitch, bro. But no, because you really like, dog, this is really
This is
my
sick,
people. It's
yeah.
like, you
Listen.
if you a godfather or any of that shit, that shit crazy.
I've dated gossipers. I've dated motor mouth joints where like I knew like, yo, I can't say certain shit around her. She do too much. She gonna go tell 10 of her girlfriends the next day if I tell her that my homie got kicked out and he can't pay his rent. Like, so my thing is like, we just gotta remain that discipline and that respect for your dog. You know what I mean? Everybody think, we live in a materialistic world where everybody think like just monetary shit, money
Agreed.
is all of. Respect your niggas who got a whole bunch of respect. They rich in respect. They rich in loyalty. They wealthy in them departments. A whole bunch of it.
Fact.
They might ain't got their money right yet, but they super honorable and just be super honorable back. Like, cause that's what that shit boils down to.
Yeah, that dude is something weird going on. Cause when I was young, that definitely happened to me before, where a dude told that was supposed to be my homie, but he always talked about my girl. I'm young. I don't know no better. I'm like 21.
Yeah.
He always was like, man, your girl's so cool, man. I'm trying to find me a lady like that. She do this, she do that for you, she do this. But then he waited until one day when I wasn't there. He knew I wasn't there. This is back in the day. Just pop up at the crib, knock on the door. Dev here? No, Dev ain't. You know Dev ain't here. They talking, cause he always was a nigga to come in the crib. You know, my girl bring me a plate, bring my man a plate too.
Right.
Like, you know, it was that type of vibe. So then he found a way to tell her some shit about me that wasn't even true, but ultimately led to a big breakup, because once that mud is there, it's always like a suspicion. It's always like a suspicion. You know what I mean? It's amazing the roles that a person that was a flash in my life. I'm 43 years old. I didn't know boy that long. I lived in the South. It was one of the first niggas that I met that I was like, oh, I met a friend down here. We kick it. But how that person actually changes the trajectory of your whole life. You know what I'm saying? But that shit happened. And really the only thing I could bring it back to was a jealousy thing of some people just like to watch the world burn. There are troublemaker motherfuckers in the world. You cannot wrap your brain around.
And guess
why
what?
they do the shit.
And guess what? People who are like that, I'm here to tell you, I'm the messenger. I came from God to tell you that things are not gonna get any better if you keep being that fucking weird person. Like, stop. Things only get better when you wish better for others, when you understand that the cards that have been dealt to you have been dealt already, and we got to move forward and be fucking kind and hustle, and all that weird shit got to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, y'all, we about to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We about to get up out of here, man. Next week, we'll be back with 2 nasty girls as normal. You know what I mean? We got everybody. We got everybody giving them
Big milk.
Hold on. You want to know what?
Now Big Milk want to come.
Listen.
Now Big Milk want to come and talk big vitamin D.
Listen, first off, y'all, you know we don't hide nothing on the podcast. We tell y'all the whole joint. Monica feels awkward twerk breaking by herself without a twerk buddy. So that's the reason why y'all ain't getting no twerk break. Attack her in the comments.
You know what? Tell her shake them husky fluffies one time, Dolo, for the fan base, because this is what the fuck we do. Shake them fluffy huskies.
But you know what I'm saying? Make sure, go bully her, not for real, but for real, but not for real. Yeah, but cyber bully her.
She said lay
real,
on her.
But
She just said lay on me.
But not for real, y'all. Y'all know for myself, for Porta Rich Walesca D, and for the mixed mutt with the non-wobbling bud. We out of here, y'all. Peace.